Hi guys, it's ASBYT and I have a very special package right here. Looks pretty serious indeed. Spoiler alert, I have opened it, I know what's inside, and I'm going to be sharing all the details with you. It was sent to me by Xiaomi, so let's take a look exactly what was inside. So this is the Xiaomi Mi 11T Pro, and it launches as part of a tri-series alongside the standard 11T and 11T Lite. And as far as I can see, the T series of Xiaomi phones in recent history have taken a lot of what people love specs-wise from their flagship series, which launched in the first quarter of the year, in this case the Mi 11, and adapt the design slightly, leave a few bells and whistles out, and interestingly throw in a few new or at least different bits, and crucially offer a device that is significantly more affordable than their flagship range. Let's discuss it all, full walkthrough of the phone, starting with the cold hard specs. So we've got the Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 chip, up to 12GB of RAM and 256GB of UFS 3.1 storage, and it also has a massive 5000 mAh battery with an included 120W fast charger. Now, Xiaomi refer to this charging tech as hypercharge, but they promise the industry's fastest charging technology, from 0 to 100% in just 17 minutes. For a 5000 mAh battery cell, that just blows my mind. We've got a 108 megapixel triple camera setup, more on that shortly, and a 6.67 inch 120Hz flat AMOLED display, protected using Gorilla Glass Victus, the strongest smartphone glass from Corning. And breathe. So you can see, once again, Xiaomi have packed their T series phone to the absolute rafters in terms of specs. But the design is pretty nice as well. The back has this sort of brushed metal appearance, and the bezels are not the smallest I've seen on a smartphone, but very symmetrical all the way around, and the display is flat and not curved, which will please some and not others, with a fingerprint scanner on the power button, which is really nice, quick and responsive. Many do argue that flat displays do tend to be better for gaming, if that's your thing, and the 480Hz touch sampling rate aids this also, with the phone being incredibly responsive at registering your touch. 1000 nits peak brightness, so should be absolutely fine in all conditions, including direct sunlight, with an A+ rating from DisplayMate. And overall, it's just a really nice, vibrant display panel, great for content consumption, social media, etc. There is a punch-hole cutout at the top in the middle for the front-facing camera, which I will demo for you just now. No, I won't, because the phone's just gone off. Just typical. Not charged it yet, not needed to, and the one time I actually need the phone to be on for a video, the battery goes. Just gonna have to watch me dance for a little bit if that's not... What's this? That's not dancing! Let's check out that charging tech right now. Really nice amount of charge in just a few minutes, so enough to get me this picture. And as you can see, selfies look really nice and sharp. Impressive. If we flip to the back cameras, we have the mentioned 108 megapixel primary sensor, a large size that we've become accustomed to on a lot of Xiaomi phones in recent releases. And the large megapixel count does really help if you're looking to grab that added detail in cropped photos, i.e. it becomes noticeable when you zoom in on a snap you've taken. But for standard everyday photos, I probably would personally just use the standard photo mode, just for reducing file sizes, etc. Outside of that, you have an 8 megapixel ultra wide with a 120 degree field of view, which is nothing special, and shots can be slightly artificial looking at times, but it does the job completely fine, and there is a 5 megapixel tele macro lens as well. Now, telemacro in simple terms is kind of a 2-in-1 between a telephoto and a macro lens, so it just means you don't have to get quite as close to the subject when taking your macro shots to be able to achieve the shots that you desire. Now, I think if my memory serves me correctly, Xiaomi featured this tech on the flagship Mi 11 earlier in the year, and while I personally don't use macro lenses that much, I think this is the way probably it should be done if smartphone manufacturers are going to include a macro mode on their smartphones. If you wanted to use the macro mode, you go into Pro and select macro and fire away. And another thing that's fire, yeah, I just used the word fire in a video. Another thing that's pretty good is the dual speakers. The sound is by Harman Kardon, and honestly, it's great. The phone is running on Android 11 with Xiaomi's MIUI 12.5.3, and I've always been kind of split on the software. I always feel Xiaomi software has been kind of a halfway house between Android and iOS, and this can be seen very clearly in the latest drop-down notifications and settings menus, which differs from stock Android and is closer to iOS. I do like the way you can alter the information you're getting, whether swipe down from the top right or top left respectively, and you can switch between the two once it's dropped down, but it did take a little bit of getting used to, and sometimes I was getting my notifications when I wanted my settings, etc., but that's by the by. Quite simply, if you love stock Android, this will take a little bit of getting used to, but equally there are many features here baked into MIUI that are really useful. And as always, it is one of the fastest and most fluid iterations of Android. So what have Xiaomi left out here in order to keep the price down? Well, there's no wireless charging, there's no IP rating for water resistance, and it doesn't quite feel as nice in the hand as a sort of more premium, high-end, expensive flagship phone. That's not to say it feels necessarily cheap, and I'm not 100% sure of the back panel material, as the only info I have is of the front, so I could be wrong here, but it does feel a little bit more like polycarbonate or plastic construction. Again, this is just a personal feeling. You may not have the same, just thought I'd pass it on. And I'm sure you'll know after the launch when this video goes out, well, it will be today when this video goes out, you'll know what the material is, so you can tell me whether I'm right or wrong. I don't mind, but I'm just trying to help. And to be honest, that's pretty much the only potential negatives I can see here on the first impressions that I've had with this phone. A truly compelling smartphone, another knockout blow from Xiaomi. Let me know what you think of the Xiaomi Mi 11T Pro Plus finite gargantuan beast. The names just, they're too long these days. Let me know what you think of this phone in the comment section below. Check out some of my other videos if you want to see more on Xiaomi or smartphones or tech in general. I've got plenty here. The winner of my smartphone giveaway competition that I ran on my previous video will be announced very soon over on Twitter. Make sure you go and follow me over there so you know whether you are the person who has won. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Sub if you're new and want to see more content like this. I love you and leave you. I'll see you in the next one. Says ASBYT. Peace out.